Hey guys, little update here. What's happening with me right now? Welcome back to another quick episode here of Alpha Outdoorsman. I'm on the interstate driving right now. I'm going to tell you where I'm going in just a second, but before I do, I'm going to tell you what led me to this spot. So, about 4 weeks ago, thereabouts, right at a month ago, I listened to a webinar with Sharon Forsip, who is the chair of Alpha Gal Alliance from Washington, D.C. Her goal of the webinar was to, they're trying to get Alpha Gal syndrome to where it has to be mandatory reported in all 50 states. Right now, it's only has to be reported in 11 states. So what that means is if you go to the doctor, the allergist, you get diagnosed with Alpha Gal syndrome, there's only 11 states that they have to report it to the CDC or the state health department, okay? So Ohio not being one of those states, I listened to the webinar. My state representative he comes from a town over from me. He owned a small business that was a little bit close to my small business. When I say close, I mean I'm in the tree industry. He is in the lawn care industry. So a little bit of our couple deer out there in the field. So our businesses overlap. So I had his phone number in my phone conveniently. So I listened to that webinar and I thought, what the heck, man? I'll make a phone call. So I picked up my phone. I called my representative. You know, he works for me, right? And I told him my situation. I'm like, look, I have Alpha Gal syndrome. It is not mandatory reported in the state of Ohio. You know, what's my next? What should I do? What's my next move? He said, I'll call you back in a couple minutes. He calls me back with the phone number of the chair of the Ohio State Health Committee. He says, call her tomorrow morning between 8 and 9. So I did. But before I did, I emailed the Sharon back. And within an hour, she had contacted me. She sent me all kinds of information on how to prep for this phone conversation and stuff like that. So I did. I studied. I did what she did. But honestly, the phone conversation was so simple. It didn't last 10 minutes with the chair of the health committee. It didn't last 10 minutes. She was on board right out of the get-go. So she said, your representative will be back in touch with you. So he got back in touch with me. He said, hey, Gene and I are going to get together next week. We're going to write this bill. And they did. Within a week, they wrote the bill. They dropped it. And what I'm doing today is I am driving to the Capitol in Columbus, Ohio. Today is the first hearing. So the sponsors, which will be my representative and the chair of the health committee, they're the sponsors. But I'm going, they have to testify on why this bill should become law. So I'm driving to the Capitol building this morning. I just want to be there. I want to be a face in the crowd. I want them to see me. I want them to know who I am. But hopefully I can get some footage today, being in the Capitol building, trying to get this bill passed into law. So follow along here and let's just see where this goes. So thanks for tuning in to Alpha Gal Outdoorsman. Well, I'm definitely out of my element right here. I'd rather be in a tree stand or in a duck blind, but this is pretty important. Standing in front of the State House right now. Let's go see what's happening.
Here. Oh, it's on the iPad. Okay. Because we forgot to print it. We've been a little busy. All right, no problem. Yeah, 578. Yes, you did. I tried. Am I starting? Thank you, Vice Chair Dieter and Ranking Member Baker, I guess, and the members of the committee for allowing Representative Creech and I to present this bill. House Bill 578 is a simple piece of legislation. Yeah, it's really simple. That takes many of the tick-related diseases found in the Ohio Administrative Code and places them more permanently in the Ohio Revised Code to ensure that they are consistently reported. We believe that these diseases are important to consistently be reported and not risk the elimination through the rulemaking process. Ticks are a year-round problem. I'll digress for a minute. Yeah, my sister's dogs had ticks on them the other day during the snow. So it is a year-round problem. And while they may not be around, well, they are around during the cold winter months because it was snowing, they continue to be active in the non-freezing temperatures. This legislation takes the important step of tracking these tick-related conditions one step further by reporting that the conditions can rise out of the tick bite, including the alpha-gal syndrome and the southern tick associated rash illness. Although these are not classified as infectious diseases under national guidelines, we believe they are important to report and track. The Department of Health currently maintains an infectious disease reporting dashboard and the tick map populations. But this information is vital for research purposes, and more importantly, it can help Ohioans better understand the need to be cautious of tick bites and have a better understanding of how the underlying issues may arise. I believe the data is an important tool in combating health risks associated with tick bites, and House Bill 578 builds upon an already established foundation. We appreciate your time, and now I'm going to turn it over to Representative Creech.
I've been called worse.
Well, you know, when you have 4 hours of sleep, it shows.
Good morning, Vice Chair Dieter, Ranking Member Samani, and members of the House Health Committee. Thank you for the opportunity to provide sponsored testimony on House Bill 578. I'm proud to sponsor this bill along with Representative Schmidt. House Bill 578 updates Ohio law to require the reporting of tick-related diseases and conditions, including alpha-gal syndrome, Lyme disease, and several others, to the Ohio Department of Health. This bill simply adds these conditions to the list of diseases already reportable under Section 3701(23) of the Ohio Revised Code. This legislation is needed because tick-related illnesses are becoming increasingly more common in Ohio, and we lack reliable statewide data on this subject. Alpha-gal syndrome, in particular, is one of the illnesses becoming more common across Ohio, especially in our southern counties. It is caused by the Lone Star tick bite and can lead to severe allergic reactions to red meat, and in extreme cases can lead to sudden death, as we saw recently with a patient who had AGS in New Jersey after eating a hamburger. Many patients struggle to get diagnosis because providers are not always familiar with the condition. CDC mapping shows AGS-related indicators rising across large portions of the country, including here in Ohio. I would also like to mention to the committee that this bill began with a constituent from my district, Mr. Robert Worley, who is with us today in committee. He's back here in the back. Robert, thank you for being here today. It means a lot. Mr. Worley reached out to me after his own difficult experience trying to obtain answers about alpha-gal syndrome. Their situation highlighted the need for better reporting so patients, families, and healthcare providers can understand what is happening in our communities. As Rep. Schmidt said, House Bill 578 is very simple, straightforward, and not burdensome. It does not create new testing or treatment requirements. It simply uses the existing reporting system to ensure Ohio has accurate information about tick-related diseases. Members of the Ohio House Health Committee, this is a practical public health measure driven by real concerns from Ohioans. Better data will help us respond earlier, educate the public, and support those affected. I respectfully ask for your support of House Bill 578, and we are happy to take any questions you might have.
Thank you. Does anyone on the committee have any questions? Seeing none, thank you for your testimony.
Thank you. Thank you.
This concludes the first hearing on House Bill 578.
All right, I'm leaving the State House. I got really lucky because they're going to be in session all day. But Bill 578, which is the alpha-gal bill, would say just tacked it on to tick-borne illness, was like the fourth or fifth bill they read. So it moves to the next step now. Next one I'll be testimony, which I'll probably be one of them testifying. So things are moving forward. Pretty soon, alpha-gal will be a reportable disease, we hope, in the state of Ohio. They got on me for videotaping. I pulled my camera out and was videotaping the testimony of the sponsors, and boy, they gave me a paper. I had to fill paperwork out. It was kind of, caught me a little off guard. But at any rate, here we are, Capitol building, making alpha-gal reportable disease in the state of Ohio.